I am here with Tactical REI Tim. Tim has brought me a sub 2 deal, and we're going to look at it and see if it's worth buying. Maybe we're going to turn it into a lease option. Maybe we're going to turn it into a wrap. We're going to underwrite a deal live. Okay, so you sent me a deal in Royce City here near Dallas, Texas, and you said you got it from iSpeed to Lead.
That's right.
Tell me about that. How'd you get this deal?
So, listening along to your content, I was turned on to iSpeed the lead and signed up on the tail end of their holiday deal. And I got a coupon once I signed up for my package for 3 exclusive leads for $100 each. So this is my very first $100 exclusive lead. Very first guy I called up and got on the phone with. This guy is a really great, nice guy in Royce City. Started looking through the information, started having a conversation and finding out what he was trying to accomplish, and came to the conclusion that this might be a pretty decent sub 2 type deal. He needs to get it under contract and he's motivated and he'd like to have something signed by February. So under a time crunch, this guy's pretty motivated, has a great, beautiful house. So I know that there's some creative options that we might have available to dispo it in that area. It's a really nice area up there in Royce City, and started making connections with you to see where we should probably go next with it.
I love that story. Yeah, iSpeed Leads a wonderful place if you guys want to actually buy PPL leads, if you want those inbound leads. And one thing I just love about real estate wholesaling is, you and me, we're such different people, but we're always ending up in the same space, wholesaling real estate, trying to buy creative deals, helping out these sellers in tough situations. So wonderful. So let's look at this deal here. You got it from iSpeed Lead. First lead you've ever called. That is so cool. And you're thinking sub 2. And it's because it looks like a pretty new house. I'll pull it up here in a second. And we got the mortgage information. How did your call go? Tell me about the call while I pull up the property.
Well, so I called the guy and just asked him, "Hey, man, you looking to sell this house still in Royce City?" And it's a 2020 build, and so I know it's a pretty new house. And this owner had not been in there very long, and the information on the lead said that he was looking to retire and move elsewhere. So I inquired about that, and he said, "Well, I mean, that's the closest I could get on the form I was filling out." He said, "Actually, I'm probably going to retire in about 5 or 6 years, but we thought this house in Royce City was going to be our retirement home, and now we're building another house elsewhere. So I need to get this one under contract. There's a contingency to get this one under contract, so they'll continue building my house that I already have like the foundation for, or they're about to pour or something like that elsewhere." So that's his motivation as I come, get through the conversation.
Yeah, it's an absolutely gorgeous house. And they just bought it, right?
Yeah, so they bought it just recently. It's not very old. It's like, so I mean, all the major systems and components are going to still be good, and it's in a great neighborhood. And like I said, that area is great. It's right off I-30, and in a part of Dallas that's far enough away. But I like that northeast area of Dallas, like you're always referring to, like Garland and Wiley and Murphy and Fate and all up in there. I've got friends up there. I travel there and visit there often, so I just like the area. So that's kind of where I started looking.
Yeah, it's an awesome, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2,000 square foot. Like, this is like the American dream type house, a little bit out from the city. I mean, this is a great deal. It could be a good rental property. It could especially be a great primary residence for somebody. Now, when did they buy this? So they bought this. They paid $340,000 in 2023. Now,
so the interest rate wasn't low enough for the ideal sub 2.
Exactly. So that's immediately what concerns me, right? Because you see a deal and it's 2020, 2021, you get excited because you're talking a 2, 3, 4% mortgage. 2023, it's going to be high. So what did they tell you the interest rate was?
He said 5.5.
Okay.
So when I had him send me his mortgage statement, I confirmed it on the statement. It is in fact 5.5. So that's still a high end for what I'm looking for creative. But when we finished that conversation, he was like, so I was like, "Look, what do you really have to get out from under this to accomplish what you're trying to accomplish?" And he said, "Well, I'm motivated, and if I could come up with $10,000 in my pocket, then that would be good." And I was like, "That's pretty low entry, man."
Yeah. Okay. So you think that you can just take over his loan balance, which you said was $263,000, and a 5.5% interest rate is really not that bad, because 2023 and 2024, like, rates were like 7-8%, but there was this slight dip in the summer, and I think you caught I don't know. 5.5 is really not bad. I don't know if he paid down points or what. So you only need to give him $10,000 cash, and he paid $340,000 for the homes. He's going to take a hit on it, but he's okay taking a hit on it, is what you're telling me. Wow.
Yeah. So I went through the conversation like, "Hey, would it be okay if I just took over your payments until it was paid off?" And get you some cash in your pocket. And he tells me the PITI is just right at 2,000 a month. So as I'm looking for rentals, it's going to be right there where it's not like going to be a major cash flow. However, since it's at 5.5, iffy, but he only wants 10,000 in his pocket, that's what makes this still look attractive to me.
Okay, understood. Trying to see what it's assessed at. Let me check. Here I am on X Leads, my real estate wholesaling software. Where's the assessed value? 1 second. So I'm trying to determine. So those taxes are going to go up for a real estate investor. He's probably has a homestead exemptions. So it's assessed at like 325,000. Now I don't know the exact tax rate there, but we'll say maybe a little bit over 2%. So we're probably talking maybe $7,000 in taxes almost, which is okay. So probably like $600 each a month. I mean, we could pull it up on county records. Insurance, maybe a few $100. So between tax and insurance, you're probably closing in on close to $1,000. And just want to pull up his original loan payment. His original loan was for, this is a way just to reverse search your way into how much you're going to be paying every single month if you didn't have that mortgage statement. But you said you had it and it was just about 2,000. His original mortgage was 272 and it was at 5.5. So I'm going to open up an AM calculator here. So 272,000 at 30-year loan, correct? It's not a 15-year?
Right.
Okay, cool. And that means it's a $1,500 PI. So I have no idea how his PITI is 2,000. I don't know what I'm missing. I don't know how his PITI can be 2,000.
It seemed like there was like if that's all he had left and he's only been paying on it for that short amount of time. So I don't know if he had a chunk of money come in, he paid down principal.
You looked at the mortgage statement and it literally said PITI, or did it say, was that just like the principal and interest? Is he a disabled vet and he has 100% tax exemption? Like my head is not registering how the PITI can only be 2,000.
Yeah, let's see if I wrote it down here on a note.
He may have, I don't know.
So in our Discord for this address is a copy of that mortgage statement.
It is. Okay, here, I'll open it
I
up.
believe that. Yeah, put it in there for Nicole.
It's not here's the pictures. Where's the copy of it?
Let's see if I put it in there.
So in the meantime, while we're going to pull up those mortgage statements just one more time, just to verify numbers are correct, guys, because they sounded a little bit low, but there's always reasons why they could be. Just going to quickly comp the property, going to throw it up here in Propelio. And yeah, guys, we can see he just paid $340,000 for this house, like just paid it. And the neighbor's house sold for $350,000 and it's a beautiful house. It's a little bit bigger though. But what you're going to want to look at is actives, because the real estate market, especially in DFW, but honestly around the country in a lot of areas, is going down. So you want to look at actives, and we can see, guys, this house, same as our house, but actually a lot bigger, is active for $325,000. Now, I don't know if it's as nice inside, but it looks pretty good. It was just built. That's $325,000. So there are some actives that are bringing down our ARV. So yeah, we're getting a little bit of instant equity, but not much. And I'm also going to comp rent real quick here, and we're going to try to see what this thing would rent for. Property like this would probably rent for a little bit over $2,000. That's what I'm seeing. So you got a lot of competition. There's a lot of actives in this community. Just to be safe, maybe you call rent $2,100. I think that's a good number. All right, did you get that mortgage statement?
Yeah, so let me give you the breakdown. His most recent PITI breakdown was small, 336 and some change on the principal. Interest was 1207 and some change, and then escrow for taxes and insurance was 461.
Okay.
So that's where he got to the $2,005.49.
Something's not making sense. So we agree that the PI, is close to like $1,500. Now, TI only being $400 is what you said?
Yeah, 461 is what it pulled into the escrow account.
Wow. Okay.
For taxes.
So he has some exemptions on taxes, because insurance alone is going to be a couple $200-$300 a month. I mean, that's a nice house. So anyways, just know that PITI is going to go up pretty substantially, unfortunately, because I can pull up, unless taxes in Royce City are zero, like I'm sure they're around 2%. Here, easiest way to do this, guys, you can go and look on county tax records. Sometimes I just like to open up ChatGPT City and look it up. Royce City property taxes. All right, so 58 cents there, and then total tax rate is they're going to give you city and county. So yeah, you're looking at almost 2% is what it's telling me. So they're telling me 1.8%. If it's a $330,000 assessed value times 0.018, you're looking at $6,000. I said 7,000. Call it $6,000 in taxes. Divide that by 12. You're looking at $500 a month plus insurance. Call that $700 a month. So yeah, you're at least $2,200 in PITI. So just a little bit more at least. Then add in a few $100s for maintenance and capital expenditures. I mean, to be safe, I would call break even 25, but the house is so nice that you could probably just get away with calling like break even maybe like 23. So that's going to be our break even number because the house doesn't need a lot of maintenance. There's not deferred maintenance. It's a brand new house. Just call it 2,300. So, does it rent for 23? No, maybe closer to 21. Maybe you get lucky and get a renter in there at 23 and can break even. But I would just say that you're probably losing a couple $100s a month. Now, that's not the worst situation. There are sub-2 buyers who will buy that property. Pace would do something like that. Lose $100, $200 a month. That's literally piss money to him every month. But then he gets appreciation of 5% a year. But more than that, he gets depreciation. So a property like that would depreciate. You can accelerate the depreciation. But even straight line depreciation, you do pretty well. I can run some math. Well, you're not really buying it at full price. So we're paying $275 minus land value. Land out there is cheap. Let's call it 40 plus, maybe your assignment fees and stuff. Let's say we get, we'll add an extra 15 in there. Then let's divide that by I need it actually. John, do good edits. 27 and a half. Hey, maybe we get depreciation of $9,000 or $10,000 a year, which is really not bad. So to someone, it could work as a long-term rental, but as a other alternative creative strategy, it may work really well, like a wrap or a lease option. So you're at 265. He wants 10 grand down. I think I think this may work. Okay, and then because you could resell it on a wrap at probably closer to 330, 340, and that's probably what I would think someone would do. I don't have to bore you with all the math on the wrap, but that would do pretty well. And then John would be interested in as a lease option.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I would probably. He needs a contract on something like that pretty quick.
Sounds like that's the contingency. He's looking to go ahead and get a signed contract.
Okay. Yeah. Then let me connect you with. I think Cody would maybe be. I'll call Cody who may be interested in helping. Do you have the contracts for this, or you don't have them?
I haven't looked up. I think you just use the typical state contract, don't you?
Yeah, sub-2 deals are a little bit different.
Yeah, so I've got one that I've done a sub-2 contract on before, but I'm definitely open to looking at something that's been useful or work with your title company or whatever.
Yeah, I'll probably who I'm using right now to close my deals is actually the guy who taught Pace Morby a lot. I don't know if you know Scott Horn here.
Yeah, I know Scott.
Yeah, so Scott.
Yeah, he's got houses. He's got a house here in Abilene too.
He takes good care of me.
Yeah, Scott's a good guy.
So that's who I would probably use. And honestly, he would just, I don't think he'd buy this as a wrap, but I mean, he knows wraps better than anyone. So I mean, we can talk briefly about the numbers, but yeah, I would just go lock this thing up, get a cheap option money, and then we can try to just dispo it I would reach out to John Jackson personally and just see if that's something he would lease option. Cause I mean, you already have the connection there. And if he wouldn't, then I would try to market this as a wrap. So we can do some quick wrap calculations if you want. Yeah, because I mean, if you sold this with 10% down, actually people are poor right now. You could literally sell it with 5% down and get your cash back. Pretty close to getting your cash back and assignment fee. So you could call it 10% down. I think it's a wrap. I think here we can walk through it.
Let's walk.
All right, let's do it. So looking at this deal, guys, it could work as a long-term rental, right? We could buy it, maybe lose a few $100s a month, not much, get a lot of appreciation, get a lot of depreciation. We own real estate and all we had to pay was $10,000 to the seller. The seller literally just wants $10,000. He wants to walk away from this house, and then we get a property that we only paid $275 for, add closing costs, call it $280, and he just bought it for $330 like a little over a year ago. So a house, we get instant equity of maybe $20, $30, $40,000. So pay 15 grand, get instant equity of $40,000. Who cares that I lose a few $100s a month? So I really think, I don't know if I'm the right buyer. I'm actually interested. I don't know if I'm the right buyer. I'm thinking about it, but if not, there is a buyer out there who would buy this as an LTR, but this property is screaming wrap to me. Lease option is one thing. We're not going to talk about lease option too much in this video. Maybe another time, maybe we'll approach the man John Jackson and have a video with him, having him underwrite the lease option because he's the pro at it. But wrap is interesting. What a wrap means, guys, is that we acquire something, whether that's sub 2, seller finance, cash, we get that loan and then we wrap it, and we wrap it in a seller financing loan. So our exit strategy is seller financing, but we're holding that original loan. Know you're probably a little bit confused, so let me show you here. Let me pull up the house. Cheat sheet. So, all right, so guys, we got a $265,000, and guys, I'm sorry, my writing is terrible with the mouse. $265,000 loan at 5.5% interest, and our PI on this, guys, our PI, we don't care about TI with wrap. I'll explain why here in a little bit. Our buyer is going to pay TI. So all you have to do is figure out your PI, and we said our PI is about $1,500, give or take, right? Now, we have to give the seller $10,000 cash down. That's a transaction. It's really straightforward. But what we're going to do, guys, is we're going to wrap this loan and we're going to resell this house with seller financing. So let's resell this house to a family that may not have good credit. Maybe, you know, they're of a different culture where they don't use banks, or maybe the person just went through a divorce and their credit is just destroyed. So many situations why people want to do dueño a dueño or just want to buy something without having to get a loan from the bank. We're going to finance them the house. This is a beautiful house that someone would love to live in. So we sell it, let's say, and we can usually sell it at a bit of a premium because we're offering financing. So maybe we can sell it for that 340. Okay. I think on the market, maybe this would sell for 320, but let's just say we can get a premium for it. Let's say we can get 340. And what we're going to do, I mean, we can offer whatever interest rate we want, but we can probably offer, I mean, people do 10% interest. I mean, that's not ridiculous, but let's just say we're super nice and all we do is 8% interest, even though I really think you could probably offer 10% interest. 8% interest. Let's calculate what our new PI is. So we're going to open up an amortization calculator and let's see what our new PI is. 340 at 8%. Now, before we calculate 340, what we have to do is subtract our down payment because we want a down payment. So we're going to ask for 10% down. So 10% down means 30,000. So we're going to drop this to 310,000. So that means, guys, we got paid $30,000. We paid the seller $10,000. Now we're $20,000 ahead. Minus closing costs, whatever, we're still probably $10,000 ahead. So even if we sold this deal and we asked for a $10,000 assignment fee, the new buyer would be in this deal no money. No money, and I'll show you how much they're going to cash flow. All right, 310,000, 30 years, 8%. So the new loan would cost $2,275. So now $2,275. Guys, the difference between this loan and this loan, that is our spread. We call that a spread. And that is how much in literal passive income. This is the only way to make passive income in real estate that you will receive. So you're going to get $700 and, oh my God, almost $800 in passive income every single month for the next 30 years or until they sell or refinance. That is not bad. So what we're going to do is we're going to do 800 times 12. That's $9,600. So we'll be making $10,000 a year, and it costs the buyer literally nothing to get into this. If anything, they could be getting paid $10,000 on this deal. So this, I would consider this a good wrap deal. Imagine you buy a house for no money because you got paid from the new buyer, and then they're paying you $10,000 a month just for the right to live there. I think we got a good wrap deal on our hand. And what I would ask for is for your assignment fee, what I would say is, hey, my assignment fee, how much I want to get paid for finding this deal. I want to get paid 1 year's cash flow. That's very standard. It's a very easy way to explain how much you want to make. To say, hey, buyer, I want to get paid 1 year cash flow for finding this deal. I want to get paid $9,600, or you can run the math and maybe put it in your favor a little bit. Be a little bit less conservative with your numbers and let them come back to you. So that's what I would ask. I think this deal, I would start at about a $10,000 assignment fee. I think that's very fair. Also, that lines up very well because the house is around a $300,000 house. Another way I like to look at it is, what would an agent get paid if they sold this? They get paid 3%. That's $9,000. So you're pretty much getting paid what an agent would get paid. I think that's a very fair assignment fee to ask for $10,000. So yeah, I mean, Tim, I would just lock this up right now. And then I'll decide if I'm your buyer or if someone else is your buyer. Hey, but yeah, don't wait on me. I mean, if you find a buyer, take your money.
Well, and that's what I don't have yet. That's why I'm going to lean on you,
I
because
got you.
I don't have X leads yet. So I'm not rolling. I'm not swimming in buyers yet. But you've got connections for buyers and networked much deeper, farther in advance than I have. So that's a great connection that I have that I'm looking to strengthen. So I'm not quite there yet with the buyers, but I mean, I could do some work and go find one. I'm hoping to get some quick traction so that I can see the positive and then keep heading in that direction.
Yeah, especially it's a little bit harder to find a wrap buyer than it is to find just your typical cash buyer, right? Because you have to just like know people. It's a specific type of person to buy a wrap deal. But luckily, I do know some people, so I'll make some calls. It's 9:30 right now, but hey, a good
And
deal, a good deal is a
Juan,
good deal. I'll call them right now.
have you ever done anything with Juan Padilla in I think he's in the Austin area now, but he's a sub two guy.
Let me look
And
him
he's
up.
the one who helped me wrap that pre-foreclosure that I did
Is it
a couple of years ago.
Padilla? How do you spell his name?
Yeah, Padilla is PED.
Let me go to Facebook.
I'd have to look it up to make sure I'm spelling it
Uh,
correctly as well.
I should have everyone on here. Juan.
Probably PEDILLA, I think. Well,
No.
he's sub two as well.
All right, cool. No, I have not done anything with him yet, but he could also be a good contact. But yeah, I mean, I think you have a good wrap deal. I would just go lock this up. I mean, don't tomorrow go get this property under contract. I recommend getting I mean, as many option days as you can. I would try to get at least 10. I mean, 7's okay if you can get it, but try for at least 10. If you can get 14, feel the guy out, see what he'll give you. Try to put as little option money down as possible. $1 is is legal, right? So even if you got to throw him a little bit more, but option money sucks here.
I'm gonna do 10.
Yeah, I usually do 10. It looks more respectable than $1. And then as far as earnest money, I mean, if you do need me to lend you the money, I'll do it for free. But if you have your own capital, that's cool too. So standard would be 3,000 on this, but you can probably get away with $1,000 or 500. But if you need me to put that money up for you, just ask. I got the Gator contracts and I won't charge you.
Yeah, that's another good connection.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I would just go get this one under contract.
Do you have someone you think that will help me accomplish that with the your sub two stuff that Scott uses, or what do you want me to do with that?
For the contract,
Yeah.
different ways to play that. So Scott giving me, or I'm paying, I shouldn't say giving me, I'm paying, yeah. So I'm locking up a property down in Victoria right now for a sub 2 deal, and Scott's gonna be doing all of my contracts for me, and I'm paying him extra to give me his contracts in for him to handle everything. So I don't have his contract yet. They should be here in the next few days. So in the meantime, you are just 100% fine just using a simple Trek agreement, and then in the special provisions, just writing some verbiage. So I can send you over the Trek agreement that I've used for sub 2. I'll have Scott's contracts here in a few days.
Cool.
But do you usually use a Trek, or do you usually use like a 2-pager or something?
2-pager I've got, and
whatever you want to use, it's fine.
it ends up having a bunch of blanks, so sometimes it looks confusing because there is so much that you don't use.
If you want, I can give you the ones that all I do is add something to special provisions. There you go. This is what another good contact, Nick Legamaro, Nick the Note guy. He's a super nice guy. I'll show you what he uses. Here's his contract. I'll drop it in the chat right here. Now, just know that you're gonna have to change the title company on here. I don't know what title company you want to use. Scott he requires a non-refundable deposit to use his title company, so I wouldn't use him. So if you have someone you want to use. If not, my friend always uses Tiago Title. Now you can also try Pace Morby's new title company too, Creative TC. It just depends.
Yeah.
It depends if they. I mean, that's always a good option. But yeah, so all you do is in special provisions, just add this verbiage. This is a wraparound finance closing. An existing mortgage loan will not be paid off at the time of closing. In addition, the existing deed of trust has a due on sale clause, and the lender may call the principal balance due if the property is sold. I would also add the verbiage: buyer has an assignable contract.
Yeah.
And is this the best contract ever? No, but it will get you by until the new buyer has their own contracts they'll use. So yeah.
Good.
Go lock that thing up tomorrow. I'm gonna reach out to some people, and yeah, that looks like a solid wrap deal. I think you have something there. You're buying, because the thing that you're saving grace is the rate is meh, but you're saving grace is that you're getting a huge amount of instant equity. I mean, we're talking 10 to 20% depending on who's looking at that deal, which is crazy. So yeah, usually no one's interested in walking away with a 20% loss. I think you can. I think we ask 15 and we take 10 on the assignment fee. But yeah, I have some people who I think who will buy it. So Once you get it locked up,
Okay.
tell me, and I will reach out to them. I have one guy I'll reach out to right now, and then a few other guys I'll reach out to tomorrow once you've confirmed with me that you've locked it up.
Good.
All right, cool. Any other questions for me,
All right.
Tim?
Hey, man, I love walking through it with you. It's high level work, so appreciate it.
Okay, sounds good. And then you can also reach out to John as well. But I'm thinking this is
Yeah.
a wrap. I think this is a wrap all day long.
Yeah, right on. I like it.
Is there an HOA there?
Yes.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, and I had briefly the conversation like, hey, I don't know if your HOA prohibits short term or
Yeah.
long term or anything, but yes, $350 a year looks like for his HOA.
Okay. Yeah, this still makes sense to me. Okay, cool. I have one guy who just bought a wrap just like this, so I'm gonna call him tomorrow. All right, thank you so much.
Sweet.
Anything you need, let me give you my cell phone number. And the next time I'm in Abilene, we gotta go shooting. Gotta give me some. I'm a good shot, but I could use some professional training.
Dude, I like the venue that I had, like I've distanced myself from them, so I don't have the greatest place anymore.
Yeah.
I've done lots of things with lots of guys back in the day in the Dallas-Fort Worth area too. Like, surely we can find some place to go, bang some lead. So
Sounds good.
we'll find a place and we'll definitely get you some trigger time somewhere somehow. That'd be awesome.
All right, cool. I'm all for it. And you have my personal cell phone number. Anything you need, you just reach out to me. I'm busy, but that does not mean that I'm not available for you. So like, if you ever need help with anything, like, I don't charge for anything. So it's all just, as much as I know, I want to pass on to you. So you just tell me.
Well, and like I alluded to, hey man, I hope this is the beginning of a beautiful relationship where we can make lots of money together. So
Yeah.
let's go.
Sounds good. Yeah, and I love that you're getting in on this. This is cool. But yeah, keep buy the good ones for yourself. Don't send them all to me. Buy the good ones for yourself. All right. Well, hey, I appreciate it. Thank you, Tim.
All right, Max. Thanks. Have a good one.
All right, you too. Bye.